Hello, hello, and welcome to Bla Bla Black Sheep, a weekly yarny podcast where I, Sarah Korth of SEK Handmade, answer your yarny questions. Guys, we're traveling. This is our just before Christmas episode, so I thought it would be fun to sit in front of my Christmas tree. As you can see, I am a chaos Christmas tree lover. Almost all of the ornaments on our tree are handmade. I let the children put them up. I must applaud them. They're getting much better at spreading them out around the tree as opposed to when they were little. And they would, dude, Weston's right here, so she's a little nose. We've invaded his space. When they were little and they would just like bunch them all in one place, they'd stand in one place and put like all their ornaments up in the same like vicinity. So I just thought it would be fun. Welcome, whether you celebrate Christmas or something else this time of year or nothing else this time of year. I'm so glad that you're here. I'm just feeling festive, so here we are. And Weston's feeling needy, so he might try to climb up on my lap. What a goon. Let's see. What am I wearing? I'm wearing my Nolan Cowl today, and I'm not going to lie, it's a little bit of strategery because I wanted my Oh What Fun to show. So this is my Nolan Cowl. It's in 2 layers. I have it just kind of tossed off to the side so the Oh What Fun will show. I've shown in other videos, I think on here, how to get the 2 different sides to show. And so it's in a short, if nothing else, I think. Maybe I should make a how to wear short. Would that be helpful? Let me know below. Oh, the other thing I want to know is, are you a planned Christmas tree person or are you a chaos Christmas tree person like me? So if you celebrate Christmas or if you're even a secular Christmas person and you put up a tree, does yours look like mine or do you have like beautifully themed trees? I love the beauty of a themed tree. I could not have the pressure. Putting up the tree this year was very hard. My mom made a whole bunch of ornaments, which I took a picture of a bunch of them. So I'll share those with you, if not right now, throughout the episode. So yeah, there you go. This yarn is from Malabrigo. It is their their Archangel colorway, which I guess feels appropriate. And it's gorgeousness. Every time I share it, people want to know what colorway it is and what yarn it is. So love it. Highly recommend. Quickly becoming one of my favorites. What is bringing me joy, you guys? I saw this hack on Instagram about using plate racks as a floating bookshelf. So you can buy plate racks. I'll link to the ones I purchased below, but you can get any plate rack. And all it is it's like 2 bars with like sets of pegs in it, and what it's meant to do is, I don't know who has room for this in their cupboards, but for you to like set it in your cupboards and then set your plates up vertically. I just toss mine in there and stack them on top of each other. I suppose if you have fancy plates, that's how you keep them from getting scratched, right, Weston? We're not that fancy. So what they did was they put those together and then, making my nose itch. And then they hung it on the wall by the bed, and then they put books in there. And I got several of those thinking I would do that next to the boys' bed, and then Colton insisted we rearranged his room, and now he doesn't have enough wall space next to his bed to do that. I still might do it for the little one though. But what I decided was that would be great hat storage. I don't know if this is a designer problem or a crocheter problem, or a person problem, but I have lots and lots of handmade hats, and they were just sitting in piles that I would move from place to place. And I use them all very regularly, so they needed a better storage solution. So I hung 2 plate racks in my office, which is connected to our garage. So it's a perfect place both to keep my work close by if I need it. Oh my heavens. Don't be fussy. And it's where I'm headed when I go to leave the house anyways. So I hung the plate racks on the wall, and then I stuck the hats in between the slats instead of plates, and I am thrilled. I'm thrilled, Weston. It looks super cute. It's gotten them up off of my surfaces, and they'll be easy to just grab and go and then put away super easily too. It makes me so happy. So happy. Okay, small businesses. I kind of just have one small business for you today. And that's my earrings. And they are Momenti di Vita earrings. And I'm wearing, I know, sorry buddy, I'm wearing my sparkly Christmas trees again because it's like the Christmas time. I know. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I smoosh you? And I love them. They make me so happy. I will be wearing them to every Christmas gathering we have. And then I'm sharing, just because I saw this in the cupboard and it brought me so much joy. This is a mug that my mom got me a while back off of Etsy. And it's just a ceramic mug. And they pressed like a doily into it, and that's how it got that gorgeous texture. And I don't know where it came from. It's not stamped on the bottom with who the artist is, and I couldn't find it. I did a Google search for it. I did an Etsy search for it. But if you know who this mug maker is, that is the least fancy way to say someone who makes mugs, or you know of another small business who makes very similar mugs, let me know, because I'd love to share them. I have a feeling that this shop maybe went out of business, which is sad, but being a small business is hard. So I still love it. I still drink from it. It still brings me joy. A couple announcements today. The Advent unboxing is wrapping up real fast here because Christmas is coming. So check those out. They're in all the social media places right here on YouTube. I've created a shorts playlist of all of my unboxings if you want to go through. I am also posting once a week a static picture so that you can kind of compare. Reels are fun and it's fun to see people's unboxing reactions, but when I'm like, oh, yarn, it can be hard to like really see it. Also, it's been a lot of fun to see especially the yarn like all together. So those will be in picture form. Yes, I know. WIP Wrap Up is coming quick. We will be gathering together in the month of January and challenging and encouraging each other to wrap up our WIPs that we've piled up from however long. It doesn't matter. Let me tell you, the group will make you feel good because no matter how many times they do this, there are still people who are like, I have 29. It's fine. It's fine. We'll be giving I will be giving some tips on how to finish up those WIPs. We'll be joining in community chats to encourage each other to share pictures. There will be prizes. I already have at least 2 prizes that I'm super excited about, and I need to do this fast. I need to reach out to a yarn buyer to see if they would be interested in supporting the WIP Wrap Up. And so there'll be prizes, which will be so much fun. Yeah, it'll be great. It'll be great. So if you're like stressing about finishing up presents the last few days before Christmas, just stop. It's fine. Put them away and then tell them I'm joining WIP Wrap Up, and I'll have it done lickety split. I also wanted to let you know that I have a new pattern coming next week. So, no. I have a new pattern coming tomorrow, I think. Oh my gosh. It's definitely either tomorrow or next week. So if you want early access to it and the best discount code, whether it's coming tomorrow or next week, then get on my email list. I will link below. And so my emails come out on Thursday afternoons. So if you've caught this before Thursday afternoon, you can get on there and get the best deal. It is a rounding off of my Waylon set. I made the hat, not this year, but last year for the Crochet Cancer Challenge. And now it's going to have a cowl and a cozy to finish up the tiered patterns. So it's going to be a lot of fun. So link to sign up for my email will be in the show notes below. I'll make it easy for you. And I didn't mention, but I linked to all the things. So if you're new here, you'll have to go search down patterns and earrings, not the mug because I don't know where it came from, but you know, those things. I'll have just the links so that you can just go check them out. All right. Hey, how about some questions? Yeah, let's dive right in. Oh, shoot. You know what? I forgot some props. I'm going to be right back because these are important. I apologize. I was less than organized. I got excited about being in a different place. I forgot some of the things I needed to answer your question. So, question number 1. I've been working overtime to try to finish up all my crochet gifts for people, and now my hands are hurting. I know you've talked about hand pain before. Any tips? Yes, I have some tips. I would like to preface this with the obvious caveat that I am not a doctor. I'm not a doctor. I'm just a person who crochets. I am of no doctor origin. This is not medical advice. And actually, my first tip is don't let this get out of control. And if it has already gotten out of control, in the fact that if you just rest for a day or two and it still hurts you, you need to go seek actual medical advice. Not from me, from a real person who can take your body and your unique situation into consideration. Weston agrees. And give you a true diagnosis. So, the truth is, we are likely in pain, you and I, from overuse and from poor posture. And probably some stress too. Everybody holds stress in their body differently. And I have exercises. I hurt myself during the pandemic when I homeschooled my kids and super overdid the crocheting as a form of stress relief. and then it became incredibly painful. I avoided seeing the doctor for a very long time. And once I saw my doctor, I kept putting off seeing a specialist. I do not recommend. Do not be me. Do not put off seeing a specialist, because my doctor was like, well, honestly, I just think it's overuse. I don't know. And I went to see an occupational therapist, and she was like, immediately, I know what's wrong with you and I know how to help. So people are smart. There are people who have actually gone to school for this and can really help you. So I'm not going to share any of her medical advice because I'm not going to share specific exercises and whatnot that she gave to me, because they were specifically for me and my issues, and it might not be the same for you. But I am going to share with you a few things that I find helpful in managing and alleviating my pain. Good posture. A good place to sit when you work is important. I don't know how old you are, but I'm getting older, and gone are the days when I could curl up in any old rickety chair and walk away just fine. It just doesn't work. So I have a few spots throughout the house that I like to sit, that I know when I sit there, I'm comfortable, I'm supported, and I can work there without aggravating pain based on sitting in a poor spot. Where you going, mister? Oh, we got to transfer to the other chair. Sure. Okay. Oh, there goes one of my props. So, sitting in the right spot and in the right way is really helpful. So I find that sitting with my legs in front of me, sometimes I curl them up. It really just depends on, I have hip pain too. So it depends on how my hips are doing. And then I often, because I'm so short, and I'm like a little kid with my legs hanging off the edge of couches, I put pillows behind me for support and to make sure that I'm not like awkwardly sitting in a chair that's really too big for my body. And then the other thing that can be really helpful is to lift your project up to you. So instead of holding your project up here, putting a pillow in your lap and setting your arms down a little lower to work. I tend to be a person who, like, I don't know, T-Rex arms it. And I find that when I lower and loosen and I'm not like this, it helps with my pain. So watch how you are sitting when you're working. And I find even if it's a small enough project, sometimes it's nice to walk and work. If you have a circle in your house, that can be a great way to just like move a little bit and work. Be careful not to trip over anything. Rest is important. I know you're trying to power through and get stuff done, but I would say, generally speaking, a lot of the issue is overuse for me. And you need to take into consideration, one of the things I noticed is that it wasn't just overuse of actual crocheting, that computer work aggravated my hand pain as well. So when I was doing too much computer work and too much crochet, that's when it got real bad. So notice what other things aggravate your hands and see if there are ways to give yourself more rest, I guess is what I'm saying. The other thing that I find helps me a lot is heat. My problem really starts in my shoulders. I carry a lot of my stress in my shoulders, and it turns out I'm stressed all the time. I don't know how relaxed people be that. So I carry a lot of tension in my shoulders. So I got this, I'll link it below. I got this amazing heating pad that wraps around and clips in the front so that it's heating your neck and your shoulders, and it just like sits over you. So you're not like trying to like lean and wrap the cord of your heating pad. It was on the expensive side, I'll be honest, but it was worth every penny. My mom was like, "Where'd you get that? I need one of those too." And so heat really helps. The other thing that I find is that though I have a lot of hand pain, a lot of my pain comes from higher up, so my shoulders and my elbows. So what I will do to both rest my hands and help with the pain is I will sit in bed with a pillow behind me, usually, and get myself all comfy there. Then I'll put a pillow on my lap and I'll pull my knees up. I'm not going to try to show you right now, but I'll bend my knees up so that that pillow is kind of lifted up. I'll lay a heating pad across the pillow that's in my lap, and then I'll kind of lean my elbows on the heating pad and read a book. Not scrolling on your phone. That is something, that motion, I mean, I can feel it right now. That hurts my hands and my elbows too. So reading a book, holding something light, not to be tapping with your thumbs or scrolling with your finger, and then heating my elbows. That really helps. And then the other thing that, I'm going to say two more things that help me a lot, and that is massage. You guys, I do not have an actual massage therapist. Boy, golly, do I wish I did. If you're local to me and you know a great masseuse, you let me know, because I would love to invest in that. But I have some tools myself that I use to massage myself. So this is the first thing I got. This is a lacrosse ball, and I saw this in another, like, somebody else talking about hand pain. This is a heavy ball. I cannot believe they use this for sports ball. If you whip this at somebody, it would hurt like bonkers. But it's great for massage. And so I will lean against a wall and like roll so that it rolls across my shoulder blades. I can put like nice strong pressure on it. And so that's a great way for me to massage my back and shoulders on my own. The other thing is, so that was the first one I got. And then I saw this guy and I was like, who doggy? Yes, please. It's this guy, and this is called a peanut, and it has dog fur on it. It's called a peanut. I'll link to where I got these. I think I got all this stuff on Amazon, so I'll link to it below so that you can take a look at it and make decisions for yourself. The reason I love this is because my spine can sit in here, and I can do the same thing. I can lean against a wall and roll down my whole spine without the pressure on my spine, but the pressure on the muscles next to my spine. Fantastic. Then I decided I wanted one of these guys. So this is an actual massage ball, and this is quite spiky. And the reason I thought that this would be helpful is because when I worked with my occupational therapist, she did dry needle therapy, and I found it to be incredibly helpful. And I thought maybe this can kind of simulate that. I know it's not the same thing. I told you I'm not a doctor, but I will take this and I will massage. So I roll it on, I get thumb pain, so I'll roll it on my thumb. I will roll it on my arms. This does not work. This is something I have to use with my hands. I will roll it on my neck and my scalp even. Like, that feels kind of good to me. I don't know. Maybe I'm weird. you can't do the wall thing with this because all the spikes like you get stopped up. It has to be, you have to use your hand with it. But I like the pressure of those little points. I'm sure there are some people who would not. And I just kind of massage wherever it's hurting. Now, the weirdest thing that I use is this guy. So this guy is a kid's fidget. My boys brought these home from school as a fidget prize that they won from somewhere. And they were fidgeting with it just by like putting it on their finger and rolling it. And so I picked it up one day and I was like, I wonder what that feels like. And I rolled it over my finger and I was like, oh, that feels real good. So I just put it on my finger and I massage my fingers with it. And I like the way it feels. I don't know if it's a good idea or a bad idea. But it's cheap to get a whole box of them. And I think it feels good. And they bounce. So that's what I do. And then my last thing that I do, and I'll be honest with you, I'm pretty lazy about this. So I do my stretches that my physical therapist gave to me. But another thing that I find really helps, just life in general, and I usually don't stick with it unless like I go back to it when I start feeling very poorly. And that's yoga. I like yoga with Adrienne. She came highly recommended. She's chill. She's got a dog. She's funny. So I really enjoy doing her videos, and my whole body feels better when I do yoga. So there you go. I hope that's helpful. Please don't just stay in pain. Please don't just take a bazillion pain medications and be like, oh, I'll take care of this later. If it's bothering you a little, rest so that you won't end up with chronic pain. If it is bothering you a lot, go see somebody. Go see a specialist. All right. Question number 2. And this is a question that was submitted way back when I did my birthday episode, and there were so many questions that I couldn't get to all of them. And so this is kind of a personal question, but I thought as we're heading towards the end of the year, maybe this would be fun. So this person asked a life question, which is, what is something on your bucket list? And then a yarn related question, which is there something you haven't made yet that you would really like to make? So let's go in order. Bucket list. I would really like to do some yarn related travel. So whether that's, I'm reading a book that I can't recall the name of, so I'll put it up. Is it Unraveled? I don't know. I'm not gonna try. I'm not gonna keep you here while I try to search the depths of my brain. I can picture the cover. Can't think of the title. That's classic me. And it's talked about like different spinneries and stuff within the United States that I'm like, oh, that would be fun places to travel to. And then international travel. I would love to do some international travel to places like the UK, to Iceland, and just see the yarny things there are to see the sheep, learn about the traditions. There are so many places that have such a deep tradition of yarn that I think that would be amazing. Something I haven't made yet that I would like to make. I was thinking about these and I'm like, gosh, these are all really knitting things, which is fine. I have been wanting for several years to try to make socks. I have made the cuff and the leg of a sock, and I really just need to take the time to sit down and I think, I'll double check for sure, but I think I'm just doing a vanilla sock from a person called the Crazy Sock Lady. I can't think of her first name. But I'll link to all of that below. So if you want to try socks too, I reached out to Gretchen, a friend of mine who makes a lot of socks. And I was like, if I want to start, where do I go? And she pointed me in this direction. And the Crazy Sock Lady is known so because she designs lots of socks, but also she teaches about socks. So each of her videos has lots of step-by-step tutorials and step-by-step video tutorials, which, you know me, I need a good video tutorial. I'm a visual person. So I have started one of her socks with a zobber ball. So all of the interest from it is going to come from the yarn. So it's going to be a super cute sock, but super simple, which is exactly what I wanted. So I would love to actually finish a sock and perfect fitting a sock. And then I have made a sweater, but every sweater since the first one I knit, I've gotten hung up. And so I would really like to finish another sweater. And then I was just talking, I have a lot of things. I was just talking to the ladies at the yarn shop about how we would like to steek something, which is where you like knit a sweater in the round and you leave a space in the center, front center, called a steek column, and that's where you are intentionally going to cut open your sweater and then make it a cardigan. I think it would be so much fun. Terrifying and fun. Somewhere out there, like a little American Tail, there's probably more than one, a pattern that you steek a cup cozy or something like that, something really small. And I think I would rather do that than a full sweater to start off with, because I know that if you do it right, it doesn't unravel, but I'm not confident enough in my sweater knitting yet to make a whole sweater and then cut it. So I'm just not there yet. So there you go. There are some things about me. If you have questions, I would love for you to click the link in the show notes below. That just keeps everything organized for me. Organization is how I live. When chaos reigns, I go off the deep end. So it's a super simple form. All questions are welcome. I'd love to hear what you'd like to learn about in the new year. And thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you'll join me again. Do all the YouTubey things. And if you think there's a friend who would enjoy my podcast, I would love it if you would share it with them. Thank you again for joining me, and happy crafting.